Welcome to my week 7 JavaScript assignment. So here is my code, and here are the answers that I logged. So I'll touch on a few of these. For number one, I went ahead and subtracted the last array from the last element in the array from the first element, and 93 minus 3 is 90, and I did the same for the second one. I also created an array, and I used a loop to iterate through the array and calculate the average age. So it's zero-based indexing. I start here at 0. Sum of ages is 3, all the way up to 330. And then I did sum of ages divided by ages.length to get that answer there. Moving down here, I did the same for some names. So I found the total letters in each of the names, and then I averaged out total letters divided by names.length to get 3.83. I also did some concatenation. So throughout the length of the array, I added each name for each iteration. So I also answered some questions on how to access the last element of the array, and that is just when you do ages.length minus 1 because it's zero-based indexing for arrays. And then for getting the first element of the array, similar stories, zero-based indexing, ages, and then the brackets 0. Um, Down here, I created an array called name.lengths, and I just found the length of each name. So, like example here, Kelly is 5 and Sam is 3. And I have basically the same thing as up here, Sam, Tommy, and then the different names. Oops. And then I also wrote a loop to iterate over the name lengths array and calculate the sum of all the elements. So that's what that is. And then for number 7, I wrote a function that takes two parameters, and I did word and n, and then I wanted to log saying hello 3 times. So that's what the n represents, is the number of uh, word times the word's going to be repeated. And then I did something pretty similar for number 8. I took two parameters, first name and last name, and I console.logged the full name. For number 9, I wrote a function that took an array of numbers, and we did some Boolean values here, so true or false. And the total that we see, true or false if the total is greater than 100, or false if it's less than 100. Down here, I did some average numbers of the array, and we did that for numbers 1 and numbers 2. For 11, I wrote a function with two arrays. I did numbers 1, 2, and 3, and numbers 4 for 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we averaged those out. We do the plus or minus to add to the array. I logged that out. Down here, we are averaging it out across the length of the array. Number 12, we're also doing some Boolean parameters, and we have is hot outside and money in pocket. So basically this is saying if I have more than $10.50, then I can buy a drink. And then here's my last